Hello, hello, hello. All right. I am getting set up and ready right now. Just give me a moment. I forgot one thing I wanted to bring out here too. So give me a moment. I'll be right back and then we're going to go ahead and get things started, okay? Hold on for a moment. Okay, I am here. Hold on for just a second. And let me make sure you can see me. All right. I wish this thing can zoom in. When does this thing can zoom in? Hold on for just a second here. Let me see if I can get a little closer. I don't like this angle. Hold on for a second. Okay, hold on. Let's see. I am looking now. Hold on for a second. Ah, there it is. There it is. Okay. All right. Hopefully we can get that better. Okay. Now my head cut off. Okay. We almost got it, y'all. Hold on. Hold on. Let's see here. All right. How about that? Let's see if that works. Head still cut off. They trying to cut my head off. You see how they trying to do to us? All right. How about now? Let's see. All right. I'm gonna leave this here. All right, that's better. That's better. Well, hopefully you guys can hear me. And welcome to another broadcast here on Samba Tree. You remember our website, which is sambatree.com. And so sorry, I'm just trying to get things together here. Anyway, well, so glad that you guys are here. We're not going to keep you long at all. This thing, for some reason, looks blurry. Hold on for a second. I'm sorry. Looks blurry to me. Let's see. Let me see if I can cleanse this a little bit. Hold on for just a second, John. I don't know if that makes that any better. Maybe that's just my screen that's a little blurry. That maybe that's what it is. All right. Well, anyway, we are here nonetheless. Hopefully, you guys had a great weekend. It's been another peaceful weekend here at sambatree.com. And I'm so glad that you guys can join us. Now, today, what we're going to talk about is we're going to talk about the importance of citrus for us that have a lot of melanin in our skin. And we're going to get into that in just a moment. But first, I just want to remind you we are running a promo right now over on sabatree.com where we are getting citrus from growers all around here in beautiful Arizona. You wouldn't think that Arizona would be a place that you can get citrus, but trust me, it is a major hub for citrus fruits like grapefruit, like oranges, like lemons, and all of that. And we are just like last year, man. I tell you, people scoop those things up like it was nobody's business. We're at the top end of the season right now, so by the time we start shipping them out, they're going to be nice, ripe, juicy, sweet, and delicious. So if you're interested, make sure you check out our website, which is again at sambatree.com. Okay. Real quick, I just want to talk a little bit about what led me um, to this video. Okay, so I have been, and this probably come out in other videos, but if you've never been here in Arizona, you'll notice there's a lot of trees. Not too many trees. It's well, I would say there aren't as many trees as you'll find in places like in back east, right? Um, because it's a desert. At the end of the day, it's a desert climate, so the trees are a little bit different out here. But nonetheless, the trees are still beautiful. And one of the trees that you will notice here in Arizona is the palm tree. Like I'm trying to see within eye view, do I there's some palm trees back there. You're probably not going to see it, but there are palm trees. Now, I was sitting here wondering, I was like, why are there palm trees in Arizona? This is a desert. Now, palm trees, you do find those in the desert, but here in the states, they don't grow. They're not naturally from here in Arizona. Just like palm trees, if you think palm trees are naturally from California. They're not. They're actually not. They actually imported these palm trees in both in places like California and here um, in Arizona. Now, do you want to know why they did that? It's crazy, but I'm gonna tell you the reason. The reason why they brought in palm trees was to upsell the desert, right? They wanted to create a sense of like exotic space and all of that. So when the developers came in and they wanted to upsell buying real estate in the desert, what did they do? They got palm trees. Now, do palm trees grow in the desert? Yes, they do. If you go out in what we call the Middle East or in some other desert places in other parts of the world, you're going to find, yes, that palm trees do in fact grow in desert climates. One of the things that palm trees are very good for um, is their strong roots. I'm sorry, they when it comes to high heat, they can take high heat, and so that's why they can grow in an environment like here in Arizona, right? Now, there's a reason why I'm saying all of this. Okay, so just follow me on this. Okay, so they brought these trees out. Now, the trees do grow, the trees do live. And if you drive anywhere in the Phoenix area, you're going to find a plenty of palm trees. But this is not their original climate. The way palm trees actually grow here, because one of the things that palm trees actually are known for, as I was getting ready to say earlier, is their deep roots. If you found yourself lost, let's say, in the deserts of Dubai or wherever, um, or in the Saharan desert, and you happen to come across some palm trees, you're in good luck because more than likely you're going to find some water because palm trees they have deep roots and that's where you can find water if you're looking for it. That's not the case here in places like Arizona. The roots of palm trees actually grow on the surface, so they're not getting the water that they would need, but they can survive. But the thing is that their roots aren't as deep. And so this is why when anytime we get the monsoons and stuff through the valley here, one of the first trees to fall down are the palm trees. But that's not originally how they were designed. They were designed to have deep roots. If you've ever looked at some of the monsoons that hit like islands in the Caribbean or in the Pacific islands or wherever, I mean, those winds can be over 100 miles an hour and those trees still stand up. That doesn't happen here in the desert, right? Now, why am I saying all this? I'm saying all this because the climate that when I was studying that, it reminded me a lot of black folks, black people. Those of us who trace our roots to the transatlantic slave trade. And just like plants, just like trees, just like insects or animals, all throughout the centuries, mankind has felt the need to replant a lot of these different species in other parts of the world where they're not originally from. Well, humans, that includes humans. When we look at plants and we see that, okay, you know how when you get a plant and they have a little tag on it and they'll say, okay, this is the original climate, this is how you got to feed it, this is how much light it gets, and all of that stuff, right? So when we're growing things like these fruits and all of that, they come with certain requirements. Now, they're still fruit, but they do require certain minimal requirements in order for them to grow. Okay. Well, humans are no different. Now, there's a question that's been going around over on social media. They said, are there biological differences between black people and white people, whatever? And some people say no, and other people say yes. But the answer to that is absolutely yes. There are biological differences. Now, does that mean that one species, black people, are smarter than white people, or vice versa? No, it doesn't mean that. It just simply means that there are differences. Biological meaning our hair texture, our eye color, our size of our lips, the size of our noses. We're going to get into that in a moment. Our skin color, which is very obvious, our muscular, um, the way our muscles, development, compared to other races. There's a whole list of things biologically that we can point to that make us different or unique from other people, and vice versa. So, but unfortunately, that conversation usually goes into the area of how smart one group of people are versus another group. And no, that's not true, because the reality is this: if you want to get into intelligence, take a person from Silicon Valley and put them in the jungle, put them in a rainforest somewhere. Um, do you think they will survive? Absolutely not. Likewise, take that person from the rainforest, put them in Silicon Valley. Do you think they will know how to do the computer stuff? No, they won't. Now, does that mean that one person is smarter than the other? No. It just really depends on the climate. Now, I'm saying all that to say, and I know that was a lot, but there's a reason why I'm saying that, is because when we look at our bodies as black people, as white people, or whatever, just like plants, just like fruits and vegetables and all of that, they all require certain things. They all require certain things. Now, we're all species, we're all human beings, but there are specific things our bodies require. So, for those of us who have a lot of melanin, there are specific requirements that our body needs. Okay, so that's how you need to start thinking. So, when you look at a label, for example, and it tells you, or you go to the doctors or you in school or whatever, and they'll tell you, okay, this is what you need to have a healthy body, or this is what you need to have a healthy diet. And they give you just a baseline thing, but there are specifics that bodies need, be it if you're Asian or Hispanic or black or white or whatever. There are specific requirements that each of us need. It doesn't make any of us better than the other. It just simply means that we have specific requirements. And so, what we did, and I'm going to go through this quickly. um, I posted on our website at sombertree.com. If you go to the blog section, I posted an article, and I'm just going to go through it just as quick as I can, but I'm just going to hit the main highlights. The title of it is Why Citrus Fruits Matter, especially for heavily melanated bodies. And so, when we're talking about fruits like this, fruits and even vegetables for that matter, there are all human bodies require fruit and vegetables and herbs, right? We all require that. That's already a given, right? That's a given. But we need to understand why it is for us it's important, for those of us who have melanated skin, okay? And in some cases, you're going to find, depending on the fruit or vegetable, we may require a little bit more than some others. Okay. So this is why it's so important. So let me go through this quickly here. Um, let's see. Heavily melanated bodies evolved in sun rich humid regions produce higher levels of melanin, a powerful protective pigment, often live today in dry air, indoor lifestyles, and high stress environments. And this is something I was talking about last week, I think, in our broadcast. I was talking about how in today's world, see, our bodies today, our bodies now, um, our ancestors, what our body, the story that our bodies tell us is that our ancestors once lived in an environment that was, we were always outside, we were always exposed to the sun and all of that, right? Our noses tell the story that we lived in a very humid climate. However, when you look at how we actually live, most of us live in homes where we're underexposed to the sun. We're not getting that humidity. We're not getting that fresh air and all of that. So there are some things that we're missing. All right. So anyway, so I'm just wanted to reiterate that. Melanin. Let's see. What's just a recap for melanin again? It protects the skin from UV damage. It slows visible aging and reduces skin cancer. Let's see, and let's go on here. And that's why you see a lot of black folks tend not to get skin cancer. Black people do get skin cancer, but not at the rate of people who do not have as much melanin as we do. All right. We still have to be careful, but at the same time, the numbers don't lie. We tend not to get skin cancer at the same rate of other people. Where does citrus come in? It neutralizes oxidative stress. All right, so think of melanin like a strong shield. It works, but it requires maintenance. So, oxidative stress, what is that? So, basically, over time, as your body is fighting against, the things it needs to fight against, like your immune system, over time, it creates an oxidative stress. Okay, and so what citrus does, it neutralizes that oxidation. It neutralizes it. Okay. So the more melanin you have, your body is really working. So this is one of the reasons why we need this to assist our immune system, because as it's fighting for us, it needs replenishment. And for those of us that have a lot of melanin, it is especially fighting for us. So we definitely need to have that. It protects cells while melanin does its job. It helps recycle other antioxidants. And so they say in simple terms, it protects you on the outside. Your melanin protects you on the outside. Vitamin C supports you on the inside. Okay, skin collagen and scarring. Vitamin C is essential for collagen, which gives skin strength and flexibility. It helps wounds heal properly. It keeps blood vessels strong. Many heavily melanated people heal quickly, but more prone to thick or raised scars like keloids. How many of you guys know somebody in your family that suffer from keloids? Huh? That's the thing. So, what does vitamin C help you with? It guides organized collagen formation. It prevents overly rigid scar tissue, and it supports smoother healing. So, if you know somebody that's been scarred and they're dealing with keloids, guess what? Vitamin C. What's the best source for it? Natural fruit. Okay. Um, Another thing that citrus is good for, it's the energy connection. They say many people get iron mainly from plant foods like beans and greens and seeds. Vitamin C, it converts iron into a usable form. So if you're someone that's taking in a lot of iron, maybe you're iron deficient, and your doctor's telling you, hey, you got to take this iron pills or you got to take this out or whatever to replenish your iron, you need to make sure you're balancing it with vitamin C. And the best way to do it is to do it naturally. All right. It can increase iron absorption several times. All right. So you're taking in that iron, you need a way to properly absorb it. Vitamin C. Um, immune balance, not boosting. Citrus doesn't boost immunity. It helps regulate it. Oh, the flies even getting in on this. It supports proper immune communication. You want your body to effectively know how to communicate with itself. That's very important. All right. And so it's natural fruits and vegetables and herbs that help your body to effectively communicate with itself. When we are taking in all those junk foods, unfortunately, it's bringing in a lot of confusion. And this is why our bodies do what they do when we're eating too much junk food, right? It prevents overreaction, it strengthens skin, nasal, and gut barriers. The nose, okay? Remember, I talked about our nose size. All right, check this out. Wider nasal structures evolve from warm, humid air. We just talked about that. Dry air can lead to thicker mucus and weaker first line immune defense. Vitamin C supports healthy mucosal lining and tissue repair. So, because of our wide noses, this is what happens. And what vitamin C does, natural fruit, it helps regulate that. It helps bring balance. Okay, very important. Sunlight, stress, and nutrient teamwork. Melanated skin often needs more sun exposure for vitamin D. How much sun are you guys get? Did you get today? Were you able to get out and get some sun? I hope you did. All right. Vitamin C supports stress hormones and helps the body use nutrients efficiently. This is why I like doing these broadcasts outside because I want y'all to see to get outside is so important. Get your vitamin D. Get your body producing because it's your body that's producing the vitamin D. I know you can get it in a bottle or whatever, but it's really your body that produces that, okay? And the way your body starts that process is by exposing yourself to sunlight. This is one of the main reasons why my family and I decided to move out here to one of the sunniest states in the union, Arizona, because we wanted to make sure our bodies were at its maximum, you know? Um, let's see what else. Why seeded fruit matters. Now, the fruit that we are selling, it has seeds in it. We're not going for the seeded, a seedless. We ain't doing that, okay? We're going for the seeded. Now, let me tell you why that's important. Um, it's less hybridized. It completes its full grown cycle. Often contains stronger nutritional signaling. Seeds, oftentimes, there's just a trace amount of minerals that you're going to find with fruits. The seeds itself will have trace amount of minerals that that you're missing out on if you go with fruit that doesn't have seed on it. So what I typically do is when I'm eating fruits with seeds on it, I may suck on it for like maybe 10 seconds and then spit it out because I want to make sure I'm getting every bit that this fruit is providing me. All right? So you want to make sure you're doing that. Let's see. Can you, and then go into the article, and then I also talk about can you have too much seeded fruit or too much citrus? And the answer is absolutely yes. And so in the post, if you go on sambatree.com and you read it, you'll see that I talk about in there on average, what's a good amount of citrus you can take, not just eating the whole fruit, but also the juice as well. Because sometimes you can drink too much juice, citrus juice, or taking too much citrus, and what ends up happening is for some people they may break out or other things may happen. So it basically follow the general rule of thumb: too much of anything can be eventually a bad thing, right? So you want to make sure you're not overdoing it. But I just wanted to stop by and just remind you just of the importance of making sure that, especially during this time, that you are taking in all the citrus that your body is supposed to take, especially for us with melanin. We can't just simply look at good instructions that are general instructions that basically say, okay, make sure you eat your fruits and vegetables. Here at Samba Tree, what we're doing, because the majority of our audience, right now at least, are people that look like us. But we have customers of all the whole rainbow, but we talk a lot about people who look like us. And so we're not just selling products and just saying, here, take it. We are literally taking the time to really understand what are the specific needs of our bodies. Just like I said in the beginning of this broadcast, is that just like you have different plants and trees and insects and animals, they all have their special requirements. We too have our special requirements. It doesn't make us better. It just simply means we're unique, just like white people are unique, just like Asian people, Hispanic, or whatever. And so this is especially important because our ancestors came over from a different land, a different climate, which gave us everything we needed. Many of us now live in climates that we're not getting all of that. So we have to make sure we're prioritizing by supplementing with these kind of things that we do have access to, like fruits and vegetables and herbs, and making sure, like I talk about often, using a humidifier. If you have a wide nostril like I do, most Black Americans do, what your body is telling you is that you need to make sure your climate, at least in your house, has a lot of has enough humidity so that because that has a direct tie to your mind, to how you think, how you process things. It's very, very important. So this is the really, and so this is why it's so neat what we do. here at Tree, because again, we're not just selling products. We really want to know and understand our bodies. And then we're here on this journey to really kind of walk you through that, even if it's just baby steps, but we're doing it together. Okay? So I just wanted to talk to you about that. Also want to remind you again that yes, we are still getting orders out. The sale that we had, the biggest sale we had of 2025, yes, that sale is over, and we're getting orders out on a daily basis. So if your order is taking a little bit of time, listen, don't worry, don't stress. We are getting them out, okay? Day by day. You're more than welcome. If you want to email us, that's totally fine. We'll try to get back to you ASAP. But just know that we haven't forgotten about you. Your order is not lost. We're not taking the money and doing anything like that. And but we so appreciate you guys' patience and trust in what we do here at Samba Tree. And that's why we're doing what we're doing right now with this citrus sale that we're having right now. Make sure you check it out. We're also check out the soursop tea sale that we got going on right now. You're not going to find anybody else selling soursop tea like we're selling it. I mean, I've been to many grocery stores, as I'm sure many of you have as well. I have yet to find anybody selling bottled soursop tea. We sell it, and we're not putting in any natural flavors or anything like that. It's just simple reverse osmosis water, the tea or organic soursop tea, honey, and we just squeeze a little bit of organic lime in it. That's it. We're not adding anything else in it. And then when we ship it to you, we ship it to you frozen. So by the time it gets to your house, if it ain't still frozen, it's at least cold. So you can take it right out and you be good to go. All right. So that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much as always. My camera, I can barely see myself because what happens is the longer I'm in the sun, it starts to overheat. So I could barely see you. But if you have any questions or anything like that for me, feel free. You can just leave it in the comments below, and we'll be more than happy to take care of that for you. But again, thank you so much for tuning in. You guys take care, and I will see you again soon. On behalf of my wife and the rest of the Saba Tree staff, thank you so much. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your day. Make sure you're getting that sun, and make sure you're doing those breathing exercises, okay? Make sure you're doing that. All right. Take care. See you. All right, let's see if I can see what I am doing here. And there we go. There we go. Take care now. I'll see you guys.